All right. We are, what is it? December 30th. The year is almost up.
Yep.
2024, I would say, I think it's safe to say that 2024 in general was one of the most entertaining years and dramatic years in history since day one. So, like, we're in 2024. How do you feel about that, honestly? At
Um,
least in modern times.
a lot has happened this year for sure. Uh, as a previous topic that we had, AI has certainly graduated to a whole different level. Uh,
I like the
Again,
choice
we
of
had a very
word.
historical presidential race again. Um, we have now the what could be the biggest scandal in human trafficking or, partying, P. Diddy and all that, that might involve over 200 celebrities over the course of 20 years. But
Yeah.
this year was interesting. As for me, the usual work. My wife went through, a couple of, procedures. So, I spend more time taking care of her and just working. Um, Definitely this year, as far as what I've progressed, is a better relationship with my wife, and more um building a better relationship. Not that it was bad, but just, enhancing the relationship with my kids and all that, grandkids, FaceTiming, whatever. But what I'm most excited about to announce is that I got back in to playing again. Like my fingers are loose again. Like, when I first started playing, they were tight, a little rigid, I was sloppy. Now I'm just
What are
doing
we
it.
playing?
You know what I'm saying? Just music, piano,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, meeting up with you and so long, I started to get inspired to write again. You know what I'm saying? So, like I'm looking forward to push this further, you know. Now, the timing is very coincidental because, it's not my New Year's resolution. I'm just going to go into the new year still moving forward. I'm like, oh, my New Year's resolution is to be a musician again. No, no, I've been that already. I just been out the loop and I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to continue forward. What about you?
That's a good perspective because it's like when we're doing music and anything that's a hobby per se, if you're an artist or you play golf, pool, it never really goes away like riding a bike. If
Yeah, yeah.
anything, it gets better,
Yeah.
right?
You
I
get
feel
older,
like
wiser. Oh, and let's not forget, even what we're doing now is awesome. It's great.
well,
Yeah.
that's one of the things I would say I'm excited about for 2024 because when I did start, I've been wanting to start something like this for many, many years. And earlier this year, 2024, unpredictable. I think the presidential election was insane. We're talking from presidential, attempt
Everything.
assassinations and
Everything.
the president dropping out mid race and just throwing in another candidate
Yep.
without even going through a primary to now we have all these drones. We went from
Yep.
flying saucers to drones just taking over the airwaves to the immigrants setting people on fire. And as dramatic as that may seem, from happy to sad or sad to happy, 2024 was just I think it was like when you throw all of the vegetables and the food that can actually go in the incinerator, you're just throwing all that shit in there and spraying hot water while you
Yeah. Yeah.
flip the
Yeah.
switch because 2024 was just like a goulash of all the bullshit that the world can offer at one time, from Ukraine to Israel to even us and what we've been experiencing, so
Well, I tell you one thing, with all the stuff that happened this year alone, for me, it was just entertaining to watch. You know, you have a mumbling, speaking president, vice president that makes no sense. You have what I hate to say, the bully. Strong, ambitious, and just moves on. And we had a lot of things that happened this year, and the sad part is, 5 years from now, you ask any freaking, young kid that's now, let's say, just turned 25, hey, what do you remember about 2024? Oh, the downfall of Diddy. Yeah, I remember that. You know what I mean? It's like, what?
Yeah,
That's all you remember? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, some of our memories, like
selective memory.
yeah, what's memorable is 9/11. You know what I mean? Even all the conspiracies that came out with that. You know what I mean? Everybody remembers that. But you know what? There's a lot of things you forgot about that happened that year. That was just that was a little bump in the road from what was actually happening in the world. And after a couple of years, anything that was happening during that year, surfaced out, eventually, and I don't want to get into details with that, but you know, uh, uh, um, certainly, when you have these, like, I mean, let's get real, okay? This year alone, for me personally, yeah, the Diddy case got it. It got it, man. I was like, whoa, that's new, And then second of all will be the guy, how they, what was it? Where they hacked into a system for your DNA. That's interesting, But even that, people will forget about that. But you got to remember something. What's important about every year that goes. Every year is its own story. You know what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, okay, we're gonna forget about this DNA hacking dude. 5 years from now it's gonna happen again, but now we're going full on. We wanted to give you a taste in 2024, but get your mind off of it. Diddy did it. You know what I'm saying? That's how years go, and if you don't pay attention around you, but
Yeah,
anywho,
how about the biggest hurricane that's hit the Gulf since,
yeah.
in decades? Look how easy that is to forget. And the crisis that took forward after. All these people are still waiting for FEMA to, there's many
You
things
see,
that
like
took
that.
place.
Exactly.
But that you're
Something
making a
more
great point. Yes.
sentimental, like something sentimental, like, this happened and there's no money all of a sudden. But again, another year where we're sending money to other countries,
Yeah.
but we're in the $1 trillion deficit, in debt by the trillions, but we still have these billions of dollars that we can send to other countries. So like I said, every year grows. Next year's not going to be any better. It'll be the same crap again. Oh, we're broke again. You know what I mean? But
Well,
hey, there was gunfire over in Afghanistan. Let's send them $5 million. Like, it was just gunfire, dude, man. People were celebrating. Who knows? What they were doing. But what's your resolution?
well, no, well, besides a resolution, I just think like going forward, especially after everything that went on this year, I personally believe every year from here on out is going to just be so compact with action. Like it's like you put it on a Netflix, you're looking for like what you want to watch, and you go to a category, and it's just like, I feel like America and the world in general is just stuck on action for quite some time. And, that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing, that could be good for people like us that want to report on stuff, and, bad for the people that have to deal with the nonsense. Although
Yeah.
collectively, we all have to deal with it one way or another. But I think 2024 was a very interesting year. Uh, I tried to take it one day at a time. It was really sloppy for school. I started a new school year for elementary school for Maya. It was extremely sloppy the first or the last half of the year, starting in September. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something, man.
Yeah.
Do you, and I'll give you my input on it. Do you believe? because I have my belief, but we know that there are millions and millions of people around the world that believe in resolutions. When you look at the word resolution, what does that tell you? It tells you, I have to fix myself, basically. Oh my God, I weigh 300 pounds. Oh, New Year's is coming. My resolution is to start losing pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your take on that?
Don't take me verbatim, but when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I think it's really important for certain people that lack discipline. And I'm going to speak for myself here. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like
Yeah,
what you said
so,
there. Lack of
and the
discipline.
lack of discipline. So, in the beginning of the year or a new year per se, the beginning of a new year for me is spring. After the winter is done, I feel like the
Yep.
spring, and that's my opinion. Look, if y'all want to celebrate New Year's as New Year's Eve, I'm not going to say that it's not New Year's Eve. I'm not going to say, like, oh, if someone says Happy New Year to me, I'm not going to say, well, that's not my New Year. I'm going to be like, man, I hope you have a fucking great one because you know what? That's when you're starting yours. When it comes to the actual New Year's resolution and the mindset, I think it's important for certain people. Just like you were just, quoting what I just said with the discipline. Yes, I lack discipline in certain situations. So if it comes to getting a new membership in the gym or just saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a covenant with ourselves, even if it lasts 3 months, at least you tried. The biggest thing is not giving up. That's the hardest part, is not giving up. It's easy to start, hard not to give up. New Year's resolution, if you're going to wait really quick, if it's November 16th and you're an alcoholic or a glutton or someone who likes to speed, like really like speed, or someone who cheats on their girlfriend, I'm taking it to dramatic levels here
Yeah.
because
I'm fine.
you
I know
you
where
know
you're
where I'm
going. I
going with
know.
this.
I know
Yeah.
where you're going with it.
Do you want to take it from there?
First of all, I applaud it.
Yeah. You
You
understand what
know,
I'm saying? Yeah.
why wait to hear like, oh my God, I know what my New Year's resolution is. I'm gonna stop doing this, but let me enjoy my time into the
Exactly.
31st. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, man. If
Exactly.
I'm gonna leave this man or leave. Actually, let's be fair. It could go two ways because a lot of it's not easy for men to come out and get their wives arrested because they got beat arms. But it
Yeah.
goes both ways. You know, I'm gonna. My New Year's resolution is to break up with her. I'm done with her.
Oh
You know what I mean?
Lord. You're gonna wait
Why?
three
Why are we
months for that
waiting?
shit?
Yeah, like why are we waiting? Like this is how I look at a New Year's. Okay, resolution. Okay, first of all, I am not keen, and my wife can tell you because my wife picked up on this. I don't say Merry Christmas. I don't say Happy New Year's. I don't say Happy Easter. I say Have a New Year, have a Christmas,
Hmm.
have an Easter, because there's nothing happy about it to me. But out of respect, I will say, respond back. Lots of people don't catch me. I have people like, oh, you said have. I said, yeah, have. You know, like it doesn't make me happy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, whoa, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, whatever. But it's a type of thing that I do use New Year's as a countdown. Okay. And what I mean by that is, okay, here's the countdown. We got, I'm gonna give myself 300 days, because don't forget, you can't include weekends or I exclude days because I need days for me. You know what I mean? Not to have
Yeah.
my mind working on something. You know, if you cannot establish any motivation or some sort of forum, some sort of agenda in the first month after the New Year's, you're done. I hate to say it, I'll be the one to call anybody out, and I would love for somebody to challenge me on that. If
Okay.
you cannot figure out what you want to do in the first month, this is why I don't believe in
Are you
resolutions.
saying like within the 30 days?
Yeah, so this is my new resolution. Remember, this is the 31st. And back to what you were saying, I'm going to eat my last 2,000 calorie food on the 31st. And on the 1st, I'm going to start. And here we got a whole month going by. You're still going to McDonald's. You're still maybe eating a little lighter, but you're still eating McDonald's. You're still eating shit food. And before you know it, February comes, you're still doing it. Now March comes, what happens? The meal starts to grow. April, it grows bigger. You're just back at the same thing. It's like going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym on the first. You
Well,
go,
that
you
yes.
know, your body hurts and like, I can't go in there no more. Fuck this.
And
You know what I'm saying?
that would be equivalent to Christmas, right? Because I teach my daughter, she knows I don't celebrate it, and the only reason, not the only reason, but one of the many reasons why is because I'm not gonna wait till once a year to tip someone more or be happy and be joyful. Like here in Williamsburg and anywhere I've lived around the United States. It seems like, around the holidays, people are more joyful. It's like, no, you should be that way all year round. And if that's how you're going to be just around those holidays and you're going to act different, I am not for that. And I can never be with a partner that's like that. You're going to act all stressed out in March because bills can't be paid. But then Christmas, although bills can't be paid and you're putting yourself in more debt to please someone else, you're happy. That shit doesn't
It's
make sense.
it's all the
But
time. It's
one
it's
more
all the
thing.
time.
No, so I wanted to add to what you were saying about New Year's and how people act on the countdown. Now, this is one of the things that I do appreciate about holidays and when people come together is because you feel that energy. That energy is real. It's loving. It's so fucking awesome. And when I say awesome, I don't mean like awesome, dude, Ninja Turtle. I mean like the actual definition. It's awesome. Bro, everyone in the world, not everyone, because there's certain cultures that don't. I was looking at it, but everyone in the world is screaming at 12 o'clock. Well, obviously in regions and shit, but you feel that energy. It's so amazing. You feel it. You feel the emotion. You feel that you just feel great about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong again, if it's 4 months to New Year's and you're like, oh, I'll stop beating my wife around, I'll feed my
Yeah,
dog and I'll start walking my dog properly when the new year comes. No, there's certain things you
exactly.
can do and
Yes.
certain things you
Yes.
cannot do. All
Yes.
right.
And that's where I'm getting at. I've never looked at New Year's to be like, oh, I'm gonna change. No, my wife would tell you, hey, you got to work on this, and it'd be November, let's say, I'm working on it that day, like, man,
Yeah.
I really pissed her off. In my mind, not once do I say, let me tone down, and this is my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna start now. You know, let me argue with her 100, slap her one more time, get it out my system, beat her down. And when January 1st approaches, 12 o'clock midnight, I'm going to be the better man. I'm going to shave, look good. No, man,
All right,
that's not
Michaela,
how
start doing jumping jacks or
that.
something if you ever being attacked in this manner.
Now, listen, man, I'm going to tell you a quick
Just
tale.
kidding.
Okay. This is my problem with society, why I just don't understand what they're doing. Okay. And this goes for adults too. Adults have fallen into this. Okay. My wife, as young as she is, okay, whenever we go places, she doesn't take out her phone and take pictures all over the place.
Mm.
She'll take a picture of the entrance and that's it. Now, if it's a place where we're going where it's a spectacle of like, some artwork and all, yeah, of course, we're gonna take pictures. But we don't go into let's say we went to a place where they sold whatever the hell they sold and they have all these vendors with cool stuff. We didn't sit there like this, you know, like just click, click, click. But I went to New Year's in New York once, and I kept it at once. Okay. I was damn near by the stage, like that close, okay, with a group of friends. It took 3 hours just to get away from there to finally get on a train and get home. Like it was daylight. I remember daylight coming around. It might have took longer than that.
Oh, you're
And it
talking
was,
about like after the ball dropped and
yes,
stuff.
after the
Yeah.
ball dropped. Now it was exciting. We had fun, and this is
Sure.
us. Yeah. Look at my hands. Take note. Yeah. Yeah. The hugs and all that shit.
Hmm.
No, today, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like what saving the moment. Hey, look, man, a picture has 1,000 words. I
so
get it.
sad.
Now
Yeah.
videos, it has a million stories. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because it's like a concert. That's all you see. It's just technology taking over slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? You remember back in the days, we weren't even allowed to do that.
Well,
Okay.
you couldn't
But
bring, well, and still in comedy shows, you cannot bring a camera in the
yeah,
show
yeah. Now,
or a phone per se.
so let's just say my resolution this year is to entice my family when I go out and not be on my phone. You lying sack of shit. If you did it for the whole year, the year before that, and the year after before that, you're still gonna be on your fucking phone, man. I don't care what you
Well,
say.
that is a very negative perspective, I will say.
Okay,
However,
shame on me. But
he's
I
like, "Why you
like
taking my family side, cuz? Yo,
yeah,
don't be taking my family side." No, but just not we, me in general. What I would really like to, because look, another day, another year, whatever. I'm not looking at it as the rest of my life. I'm just like, okay, now that the new year's here and you're asking a question, anyone who's watching in the audience, ask yourself this question too. Like, okay, you have today the new year per se. No matter what your year is, it doesn't matter. What do you want to do better in life? Like, make a resolution for that day or a resolution. So for me, I want to be less condescending on the road because like when I'm door dashing, there's people who do dumb shit on the road, obviously, and I'm constantly on the fucking road. I'm doing 200 miles a day at least, and people fucking piss me off. And I do things like not hit the brakes, but if you want me to go faster, I'm not. I'm gonna do the speed, and I don't want to do that though,
yeah,
right? I want to move out of their way, but like today on my way home, this car obviously saw me making a right into the lane, and he's just coming like, and it's just like, dude, I know God put brakes in that motherfucking car or GMC or whatever. That like, yeah, there's brakes in your car. I know God gave you a brain to use that left leg or that right leg to hit the fucking brake. Why are you driving up on me like, oh my God, like they're so dramatic on the road, but at the same time, I don't want to be as dramatic or condescending.
yeah.
And with even with people who are having a bad day and they're just like, yeah, what do you want? Yo, tell your customer the pot pie isn't gonna be done for 30 minutes because that happened the other day too, like yesterday or earlier today, whatever. I'm like, okay, 30 minutes? Yeah, man. It's like, all right. I don't want to be the dickhead to be like, wow, you guys should have it together. And,
Yeah.
like, I'm tired of being that person, bro. I'm literally gonna be 40 in like 2 weeks.
Well, New Year's is here. Make it your
Yeah.
resolution. There you go.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like resolution, whatever. But I think it's important too to respect the people who are already accustomed to it because if that's what they want to do, do it.
Yeah.
I
And and and
encourage
and and,
anyone to
and,
please do whatever you want to do.
and just to be clear, you know,
Follow your
let
resolution.
me take it back. Let's just say if I was at New Year's, you know, on Times Square to watch the ball drop today, and I'm with my grandkids and they little, okay, I may record them saying Happy New Year, you know what I mean, to
Mm.
savor that moment, but like like we've been so drowned in enjoying ourselves. And New Year's, listen, my mom always cried. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And then that's when I understood, okay, we survive, 365 days. I get it. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But I still couldn't embrace that emotion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what are days to us? You know what I mean? Just because it's the start of a new year, that doesn't mean this is when I'm going to change.
Can I
You
say
know what I'm
something
saying?
about that?
Yeah.
Well, as far as your mom becoming emotional, because I've become emotional on New Year's as well, it's not more so of why she feels that way, it's the frequency. She was on a frequency with the rest of the world celebrating at that one time or that region per se, because obviously it's an hour
Yeah.
behind. I truly believe like people like your mom and people like me and even like you, like if you put yourself in that mindset, and that's not to say anything bad or good about it. I'm just saying if you put yourself in that frequency with that energy that's going around, like, oh my God, it's like New Year's, like they feel happy and excited about it. That's what she was feeling. It wasn't like, oh, it's the new year. She was on that frequency.
You're
And
making me feel bad, man.
no,
Just
that
look
and
at my
that's why I
mom.
said you shouldn't
Right.
feel bad. Yo, Avatar is real, bro. Like you
Yeah.
watch Avatar for real. And I'm not saying that the creatures are real, but that energy, bro, that shit's for real, dude.
Okay, like around the world, okay, my thing is this: who started it? Who did it first?
What
Because
do you
I'm
mean?
like, who did the New Year's first? You know, like I said, in Persia, they celebrated in March, for an
Yeah.
example. The China New Year is sort of celebrated like at the end of January and
Yep.
into
Yep.
February. You know, everybody has their traditions. So is it like, oh, we want to do that too? 365 days in a year, we're going to do it. But let's move it to this date and then because it's our new year. And before you know, our. Now here we are in the United States and we do it in the middle of winter, which makes no sense to me because you got to go out there in the
It's
cold and
true.
freeze your ass off. You know what I mean? It makes no sense, you know? And then
Well,
all of a
okay.
sudden, now the world entirely, because you're right with what you said. The whole world celebrates it. Like, is it a tradition or is it like, I have family in America, so I'm going to celebrate with them. You know what I mean? Or you're over there, like me and you, let's say we go to Hong Kong together,
Sure.
we're doing a show or something like that. Oh God, it's New Year's. We're going to celebrate New Year's when we're supposed to celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like everything got out of whack here somewhere. So where did it originate from? Where did it start from? That's the key question here. Okay, because what happened that it's like when you take the 10 people and you whisper a message, and by the time it
Mm-hmm.
gets to the 10th word, it's all different. Is
Oh
that what
yeah.
happened? I like your idea, but we're gonna do it our way, and we're gonna move it back to February. Oh,
Yes.
I like your shit too, man.
Yes.
But we're gonna move it back to
Exactly.
January because you know what? Now we're almost first. Now you got the Jews doing it like sometime in November or whatever, October, November, and it's weird. Like it's like a constant battle. Like that's all we do. So, like, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be very honest with you.
Okay.
At one time in my life, I tried to be part of the world. Okay, I really did. I try to do things by the book, do it properly. You know, don't curse. Be a gentleman. Well, I'm still a gentleman somewhat, but I curse up a storm. Okay, but when New Year's came, I had that resolution. I was that guy that went almost half a year with my resolution, and then something just happened. Like a bump in the road, or I'm just tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, let's just use the gym. I remember one resolution. I said, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times. I'm going to find a partner and go 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And I did it. And somewhere in the fifth month, I think it was like July, the dude flaked. And guess what? I flaked. It's like I just followed, I just like stopped because it sucks going by yourself, especially when you had a partner for that long. He just didn't want to do it no more. So a New Year's resolution, wouldn't that not mean that with or without someone, you just keep moving forward and just keep going forward and keep going forward? Okay.
Well,
So
here's
so for me, I stopped with the resolution. You know, I just believe that now the new year to me is nothing but a countdown for me. So I'm more amped to be like, okay, in this first month, let me get a routine going. Like I said before, I want a routine going. By February, I should have that routine implemented in my mind. This is what I'm going to do and start doing it. Now, I'm already doing it in January, let's just say. You know what I mean? So, would that be considered a resolution or just a planner?
Okay,
You tell me.
so this is my final conclusion and final opinion of the New Year's because when you were talking, that shit made a lot of sense. And so here it is. So it's ironic that the winter solstice, or you have April per se, where Christ was resurrected, right? You have Easter and all of that. So this
Why
is
can't that be
just,
the new year? I'm just
d- d-
saying.
yeah, so this is me just having common sense. You have Easter per se, born into the world, a new earth, because now it's growing flowers,
Yes.
all of these vegetations, etc. So now at the end of that cycle, because it has to go through spring, summer, fall, winter, everything dies, and then what happens right back again? Resurrection. So now you have again the
And that makes a
spring.
lot of sense.
Hold on, I'm not done. Spring, summer, blooming, right? That's like in your 20s,
Hmm.
30s, like fucking like the spring is infancy and child. Summer is just like, yo, I'm fucking rocking, teenager, young adult, etc. And then you have the fall, in your 50s or 40s and 50s. And then the winter is just like, dude, I could barely walk and, it's done. Everything loses its vegetation, the leaves fall, whatever. And then what happens again? The resurrection. The resurrection goes right back into spring, right back into, where we are taught that Jesus was brought back to life, and that's the brand new year. So, you can't convince me otherwise, not you, just people in general, that that is not a valid theory. That's my theory. And that's where I stand with the whole New Year's and the resurrection and the resolutions and all that. Yes, we go through a cycle every year. I don't care what NASA has to say. And it shouldn't be a month or a day to say it because right now,
Yeah.
what we're dealing with is like, oh, yeah, it's December. It should be snowing. Well, there's no time and date for that. It should be snowing when it snows. It'll be hot when it's hot. It'll be cold when it's cold. It'll be fucking warm when it's warm. It'll rain when it rains. Climate change is nothing that we control. If you're trying to control it like these fucking maniacs, they're like, we need to take more control of the climate. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
The climate's the climate. Let the climate do what it has to do. Why are you trying to control the climate? So that's
Yep.
how I feel about it. And that's
Now,
where I'll leave it. Yeah.
I'm going to add to you. Um, Wholeheartedly, you are absolutely correct. Okay. We got spring. What is spring? Spring is when you're running like, let's say, 70-degree weather to 80 the most, or whatever, depending on where you live at.
Sure.
Florida, we're hitting 80 plus 90, whatever. Okay. Let's think about this for a minute. My New Year's resolution on the first is to go out jogging. We're in the fucking cold. Look, okay,
Sure.
let's see how long that is going to actually last. My New Year's resolution is to stop eating. I eat so much. Motherfucker, you're in the fucking house where it's warm, eating up all your fucking food because it's too cold to go outside and lose weight.
Mhm.
So, what you're saying makes a whole lot of sense. Why not in spring where it's warm, where you can go out and enjoy the weather, watch the trees grow, watch the grass grow, and so on and so on. And that'll be your peak point where automatically it should be a peak point because as the weather warms, your drive starts to build.
Yes.
Your drive don't build when it's cold because you still gotta wear like
Natural,
layers of
bro. It's
coat.
like a fucking bear, bro.
Yeah,
You think a bear
exactly.
is like, oh yeah, it's January. Oh,
No,
January. That nigga's still
sleep still. He's
sleeping.
still sleeping, waiting for
He's
spring to
like,
come. And that's a good example. Look at bears. They know. They know something we don't know. So, resolutions, I believe wholeheartedly, is really, I mean, there are things you can work on. Like, okay, I'm going to stop speeding. Yeah, you're gonna stop
That's
speeding until the
different.
snow
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
away, until it gets warm, and then when it gets hot and the asphalt's nice and warm, leaving your tires gummy, you're gonna be speeding again. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I believe that's why people they have these resolutions, and it's good to have that. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Like you want to fix yourself, but dude, man, if you didn't do it last summer, you're not gonna do it in the winter.
No,
Facts.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like we have to have more faith in people. We have to be more
Absolutely. Yeah.
encouraging, more encouraging. If you didn't do it last summer, you're gonna do it in the winter. And if you didn't do it in the winter, come see us and we're gonna drill your ass.
Hey, listen. My favorite resolution, which is, I mean, like, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I mean, I don't want to get people upset or, like, oh, what an asshole he is. I am an
Yeah,
asshole. I'm proud of it.
no,
I
you're
got
not.
I got a certificate in it. Okay. My degree is dick, being a dick, but I'm gonna
Heard
say it
that.
like this. I get tired, and I hope my friends don't see this, but they will, like, oh,
Eventually,
my New
yes.
Year's resolution is to wear a bikini by the summertime. Yeah, okay. You said that 5 resolutions ago. Where has that gotten you? You feel what I'm saying? Again, you know, you got to think about what you look. You know what? We could use the New Year's to plan. This is what I plan on doing. Let me see. It starts to get warm in March. Maybe in March, I can start working on this here and then start going to the gym. I don't have to be all clothed. Can you imagine going to the gym in New York where it's 30 degrees, like fucking 30 degrees below, and you got to wear these coats to go to a gym and take it all off to go sweat your ass off, put it all back on, and your forehead's freezing because it's so goddamn cold. That's a turnoff, dude. Think about it. It's a turnoff. I've been there. I'm telling you from experience. I used to hate going to the gym in the wintertime. I come out, I'm freezing. My face is just frozen from sweat. So like it's the type of thing that when the New Year's begin, okay, have a plan. Because you know what? Sometimes plans fall, unfortunately. It happens. It doesn't mean you gave up. It means something came up. Stop that, dude.